Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ken Frederick Podcast, 116, State of the WWE. I want to say thank you for listening. If you just stumbled across us on the interwebs, check us out at kfpodcast.com, at Ken Fred Podcast on Facebook. No, at KF Podcast on Facebook, at Ken Fred Podcast on Twitter, at Ken Frederick Podcast on all your other social media needs.
116 episodes, you still can't get the web addresses right.
I like to see you do the intro.
I don't do it. I'm not good at it.
And check us out on SoundCloud. We have other shit there that we do every week.
Yeah.
So we got Dawn.
Hey.
And we got Brock.
Hi.
And we're going to talk wrestling for 6 hours.
Yep.
6 hours.
6 straight hours. Of nothing but wrestling.
Nothing but wrestling. I don't know. When's this coming out with the Wrestle Kingdom?
Wrestle Kingdom will come out first, and then this one.
Okay. So if you like wrestling, check out our Wrestle Kingdom one where we butchered names and I forgot to say things I wanted to talk about, even after 40 minutes of
After 40 minutes.
Rambling.
Drivel.
So let's bust through some state of the WWE.
I'm eating raisins, too, by the way.
Oh, no.
It's fine.
It's fine. So, just a little bit of some of the current stuff going on. Current title pictures. You got,
Pictures.
You got the Beast against, what were they saying the other day? The Beast
Versus
against
the
the
Machine.
Monster versus the Machine.
Yeah.
The Big Red Machine, that
Yeah.
thing. All I see in this is just you throw Kane in there so he can get pinned.
Yeah, someone to get beat.
So Strowman Lesnar can pin him.
Yep.
And keep the title.
It keeps Strowman looking strong. That way he doesn't have to take another loss. It's just Kane come back and get beat up by these two guys.
Pretty
That's
much.
basically all it is.
Or Kane.
It's got to be Kane.
It's gotta be Kane.
Feel bad for Kane. Well, he gets a paycheck. He's almost 50 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he's getting out system before he becomes governor or senator or whatever the hell he's doing.
Lesnar keeps his belt to Mania,
Oh, of course.
like we knew it last year.
Yep.
1 year run.
Which is a shame. It's
It's not
annoying.
anything that exciting. For me, the better title stuff is the stuff going on with AJ. I love AJ Styles as the world champ. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think he's a great world champ. I'm so glad they put it back on him and took it off of Jinder. I thought it was getting stale on him. It was new and fresh at first, but then it got old.
Yeah.
AJ's such a good defending champion. You know.
The storyline's good too with the whole Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryant, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
thing.
all the stuff going on with them. And like I said, I think Owens and Zayn is like anything you put. Owens and Jericho were great. Now Owens and Zayn are great.
Yep.
We said this before that I think Sami Zayn is very much like that little,
Yep.
the dog with the big dog walking around. You
Spike
know,
and Chester.
I finally got a chance to watch some SmackDown the other day and seeing the entrance where Owens walks out and Sammy's just gyrating around.
gyrating and dancing.
Yeah.
You know, like it's great because he's so straight faced walking out,
Yeah.
but then like you could tell
He wants to
Sami
laugh.
Zayn cracks him up. So when Sammy's doing that dance, and he kind of looks at him like. Yeah, it's natural chemistry.
Yep.
That's what I said with the Balor Club. It's natural chemistry. It works.
You know what?
And I hope that they're finally figuring that out after all these years of having these guys.
I don't understand why Vince doesn't realize that the reason why it worked on the Indies is because it can work anywhere. These guys work well together. Like
Exactly.
Balor and Carl Anderson, like they work well together.
They've been friends for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if you want,
They
you
started
want it
the
to
Bullet
work,
Club.
instead of putting guys like the League of Nations together that didn't work at all because none of them wanted to do it.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be there. You see Rusev even with that guy he's with now.
Adrian
From the Vaudevillains.
Yeah.
You can tell they don't want to be there. Like they don't want to be doing this. But like when you see Owens and Zayn together, they're loving this because they're best friends. Like finally we get to be together.
You know why the New Day worked? Because they wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
So yeah, they're great. They work well. I hope that they don't end up breaking them up over the belt.
I hope so too.
That they have a fight over it. I hope that doesn't happen. I think AJ should just retain, and then someone should fight AJ at Mania.
Well, I'm sure that they're gonna have someone screws. Shane comes out and does something. And,
And then one of them ended up fighting Shane at Mania.
I like that they'd be co-champions that they were saying.
Yeah.
They would be the first ever co-WWE champions.
Maybe they'll do something like that. I don't know. Daniel Bryan would let it happen. He seems to be secretly on their side.
They could pull like the old Divas Championship where Michelle McCool, they broke it in half.
I think this is leading to Daniel Bryan fighting Shane.
They were co-intercontinental champions before with Chyna and Chris Jericho.
Yeah. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
They can do it.
Because I think AJ should fight Nakamura at WrestleMania for the title.
I think so too.
I think that's your big match that would really... They could steal the show.
Nakamura winning the Rumble seems like a no-brainer because the crowd would be so into it.
Yeah.
Like, you have him as a late entry, that music hits, that crowd's going to go crazy.
Yeah, they would go crazy for him winning.
And where's it at? It's in Philly.
Yeah.
That crowd's not going to be an easy crowd to please. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't have Roman Reigns win that Rumble.
Oh, my God.
I mean, they'll riot. If you have Nakamura eliminate Reigns... It would like put a sigh of relief through
the crowd.
would go
The
so
biggest
crazy.
pop of the night is going to be whoever eliminates Roman Reigns from the Rumble.
Because Roman Reigns is going to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He can win that at a different thing. The SmackDown winner should win.
Here's the way the pay-per-views run. There's an elimination chamber pay-per-view before WrestleMania that's a Raw pay-per-view. Make that for the number one contender. And if you want Roman to look like a beast, have him win the elimination chamber. Because, you've been lazy booking him and making him look soft for 6 years or whatever.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
I hear you.
So
I think that'll happen.
The big dog. He's got to drop that IC belt before then, though.
Yeah, he will. He's going to drop that at the Rumble. Miz is going to beat him for sure.
So is he in the Rumble and defending?
Yeah, he's doing both, I think. Well, he hasn't announced that he's in the Rumble yet. So which means he'll be a surprise like he was last year. Remember last year we didn't think he was going to be in it. Then he came in at 30, and the crowd was like, I didn't think he was in it this year. So they're going to do something like that.
Well, hopefully they have enough guys. There's no reason for people to do double duty. You should be like, hey, if you're defending your belt, then you're not in the Rumble.
Because Miz came back and jumped him. Me and Brock were talking offline about how we thought it was great that they were advertising the return of the Miz for Monday because he was away.
Yeah.
He's one of their best heels.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy really is just really on top of his game with the way he talks on the mic.
He's probably one of the best talkers they have signed a contract right now.
And I feel like that's his belt, the IC belt.
Yeah.
Like it goes back to him and he feuds with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because he says it in his promos, but he did make it relevant again.
He did. He really did because it was a joke.
Yeah.
A complete joke before.
I mean, look at the U.S. belt. At least the U.S. belt looks like it's going to start being it's going to start being people's first belts. Like, it's going to be an introductory belt for some people.
Yeah.
Well, the U.S. belt has gone through it because when Cena and them had it, it was big.
Yeah.
And now they have a tournament for it, which isn't bad.
Well, what I like about that tournament is right now everyone in that tournament has never held a singles belt.
Yeah.
Except for Jinder Mahal was the world champion, but you can still have him as the U.S. champion and it'll still seem fresh.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of the Balor Club putting them back together? We said that's good.
I like
chemistry.
it. Yeah.
Took too long.
Yeah.
Took way too long. I hope him and I, again, were talking the other day after wrestling. I kept feeling like they were going to turn on him.
Because it seems
It
too
has
good to
that
be
feel
true.
in there. It's like, it's too good to be true. I'm like, oh, they're going to beat him up. Like, and I'm like, no, don't beat him up. Like, this is what you have to do.
It's going to happen, though. They're going to blow
They're
it.
going to screw it up. And they need to add people to it, I feel. You got to get out of the 3-man and add people to it.
For some reason, stables don't have more than 3 guys in the E right now.
I don't know why they won't do it. I don't know why they won't pull the trigger on it.
Name me a stable in the last 2-3 years that has more than 3 people in it.
League of Nations.
Yeah.
And see how long that lasted.
I don't understand, and I guess maybe it's if Roman Reigns is selling shirts and all that's all they care about. But like, Balor is so over, and with these people, he's even more over. People would want to see them in that picture, but yeah, you hear these rumors that Vince doesn't like him because he's smaller and all this. Yeah. I don't understand how he's got to be moving merchandise too. I see a ton of Balor Club shirts. I see Demon Mask and all that stuff. Like, he's such a marketable character.
He probably only sees it as the demon putting stuff over and not Finn.
I don't understand it. I mean, when they came out Monday in that Shield segment, that place went nuts.
Yeah.
The place blew up. When they won and he pinned Rollins and all that, the place went nuts. Like, don't you hear? The crowd is liking this. The crowd.
You have
wants
2
this.
guys that, well, actually 3 guys, honestly, that they weren't doing anything with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've put them together, and it instantly became a hit.
And you know what? And it doesn't even. It's so easy. It seems like a
It's such a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, well I'm gonna have, here's my surprise. everybody thinks Roman's going to win. I'm going to have Balor win the Rumble, and the Bullet Club's going to jump Lesnar, and Balor's going to win the title at Mania. It writes itself.
Yeah, but you can't have that.
But you have to write it a year in advance.
Yeah.
You can't think of something now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What do you think about all the women's division stuff? They're
Well, Paige is hurt and probably going to miss the Rumble.
I heard she's going to be okay by the Rumble time.
I heard otherwise.
You think
my sources say, my internet websites say
they have a lot of women for this women's.
They need a lot of women for this Rumble because last I saw they were at 17. That's like the girls that are active on the roster right now. Really? That's including Paige. The word on the street is they signed Candice LeRae. She's probably going to be a surprise at the Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Bellas are going to say that they're in the Rumble when they come back on the 25th anniversary of Raw.
Right.
So there's 2 more. So we're at 20. They need 10 more girls.
No fun. They got NXT girls.
Yeah.
You can always have them in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean...
James Ellsworth should show up.
Don't be surprised if you don't see, like, Santino Maroa Santina in it.
Well, he's hurt. He's got neck issues, so he's
or whatever, you know.
But no, James Ellsworth should totally show up.
Yeah.
He's from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Like him showing up and being part of that Rumble would be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the girls just throwing him over. That'd be just a big
pile on him.
Yeah. Because his last night in the E, like, it was a house show, and every girl at SmackDown did their finisher to him.
Yeah.
And like a stunner and rock. It was just like he was just feeding
feeding
all
them
these moves. And I think if they did that on the crowd would pop, especially Philly.
Yeah.
Philly's a tough place for a Rumble.
No,
it's a tough place.
Well, yeah. I mean, Pittsburgh Rey Mysterio, the greatest guy in the world, gets booed, but
tough place.
Yeah.
So Raw 25th anniversary, 2 weeks away.
Yep.
Or a week away, Monday.
Yeah.
So is it in a couple days or is it?
It's a week from this coming Monday.
Okay. All right.
So it's on the 28th or something or before that. I'm excited for it. I love these kind of things.
You love the nostalgia shows.
They've all been good. I don't remember a last one that I was disappointed on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The 20th anniversary of Raw, that's when they had like The Rock and CM Punk. And
is that when everybody beat up Heath Slater at the end?
It might have been.
Was it Heath Slater?
Because you had the 1000th episode, too.
That might have been when everybody beat up Heath Slater at the end.
He was
Wasn't
calling out all
the
the
20th
legends?
anniversary of Raw when like The Rock was there and CM Punk fought Cena he cashed in the Money in the Bank and then The Rock like hit him and then all that stuff and remember all that?
Maybe.
That was.
They all start to blend together.
There was a lot of action in it.
I just rewatched the CM Punk "Your arms are just too short to punch God" promo that he did with The Rock. Like, I miss your promos sometimes.
Yeah, he was good.
CM.
He's one person I don't think will be at the 25th anniversary.
No, I don't. I don't think he got an invite.
I'm surprised that The Rock's not going to be there.
He's too busy filming something.
Filming Fast and the Furious, Jesus 2, something like that.
Yeah.
One of those
Jerusalem
things.
Cruisers.
So let's go through the list of who we all know is going to be there. We know The Undertaker's confirmed.
Yep. The Dudley Boys.
The Dudley Boys. John Cena.
Eric
Hall and
Bischoff.
Nash.
Hall and Nash.
Brother Love.
Brother Love.
We said The Undertaker. DX. Shawn Michaels.
Yep. New Age Outlaws.
The Bellas. The APA.
Yep.
Ric Flair. Isn't Ric Flair supposed
Yep.
to be there?
Yep. Ric Flair.
Do you think we'll see a Hulk Hogan?
I hope so.
If you don't see Hulk Hogan at this show, you're not going to see him ever in WWE.
Ever again?
Yep.
Are you afraid to bring Hogan out? Do you think by now there's worse people that no one cares about him?
Is there a black person you can have him come out with? Like, to almost be like, no, it's cool.
Dennis
like,
Rodman.
Like, can Booker
Virgil.
T... Can Booker T come down with, like, as part of the NWO? Or Stevie Ray, because he was part of the NWO, and Virgil? Or Vincent?
with him?
Like, I feel like you got to kind of be like...
Or do you have him, like, you see him backstage, and, like, Booker T hugs him? And then, like, it's okay.
What if he sees him in the back, he's like, Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you! Oh!
That was a brain you were going to say. I don't know. I think they're ready for it. I don't think people would care.
I think enough time has passed.
I think normal people won't care, because I don't feel like there's much outcry from the people that know him.
Yeah.
I think that the social justice warriors on the internet will care.
He'll be an idiot somewhere.
I'll share a personal, unfortunate one-on-one conversation I had with Virgil.
I think we've all had those.
Except me.
I'm not making this up. And this conversation I had with him just days after this whole Hulk Hogan thing came out. And he said to me, that man is like a brother to me. I would never have gotten anywhere if not for him, and there's not a racist bone in his body.
Okay.
So, if black people are willing to say that about him, I think everybody else should be okay.
I think they should start the show with Virgil saying telling that story. That's funny.
I just hope that there's a Balor Club and an NWO segment. I think that needs to happen. Seeing how that they are... I mean, the Bullet Club's so big.
Yeah.
They can't do the two suites. We talked about that on our other show. They're allowed to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Balor and them guys do it the whole show.
Yep. And they're doing it just because they know they can do it.
And they can do it. I mean, if you miss that opportunity to have Hall and Nash and the Outsiders and
DX and like all those like
just all of them, and you could just have
all
a
the
segment.
stuff that the Bullet Club has ripped off.
Or it'll just be I'll be on cloud nine because I love that shit. DX and the NWO and all that, you know.
I just don't know. I wish there would be some kind of faction where you can have people beating up some people. Unless Lesnar goes off on guys, then all of a sudden, like...
I think you need to do that where, like, if you have Hall... Let's say you have Hall and Nash and they're in the ring and they do a promo.
Yeah.
And Hogan comes out. And they're all doing the three of them or whatever. Yeah. And then you bring, like, Sheamus and Cesaro and some other person out.
And
like,
The Miz.
And they're yelling at him, you know. And then they're going to punch Hogan and Hall. And then... Balor's music hits, and the three of them come out, and then they fight, and then there's two sweets and posing and X chops and all that. It's just what you need. You know what I mean? It's what you need.
It makes you feel good in your soul.
It makes you feel good. It's like they did that for the last one, but they did it for DX.
Yeah.
Like they were in the ring, and then Billy Gunn and Road Dogg wrestled someone.
Yeah.
And then they all gave moves and all did that. You know, just X's,
just crotch chops and
gave
and
moves.
Fireworks and you know.
And then that guy
Nash
showed up.
blows out his knee.
Nash
Some of these comments were like, Kevin Nash blew out a knee on the way to this anniversary show. Like it already happened.
I think there's a great meme with just Kevin Nash like, I could blow my knee out to this.
You know, they've never had DX and the New World Order together.
Yeah, they did at WrestleMania.
Well, yeah, against each other.
Yeah.
But never like in the
Hanging
ring
out.
doing a promo, hanging out, you know. Surprised Diamond Dallas Page hasn't got on this show yet.
Oh, he'll be doing yoga.
He'll be doing yoga with Trish Stratus in the back.
Yep, that's right. That'll probably happen.
I think you might see Trish or Lita or someone of that nature at this and announce that they're in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give away one of the surprises.
Yep.
Give away something like that.
Well, the Bellas
especially with the Bella segment. If you have the Bella segment and they're going, oh, we're the best duo, then Trish and Lita come out. Well, we're going to be in the Rumble too. And oh my God.
Because, I mean, I don't watch Total Divas, but every time I see a promo for it, it's talking about, we need to get back in the ring. Like, all right,
JR and the King are also going to be there too.
Oh, good.
They're going to be calling matches. I don't know if they're doing the whole show.
I bet they call, because there's two shows essentially.
I bet you're calling one of the other stadiums. Yeah.
They're calling whatever the smaller one is, where the first one was.
That's good.
The Manhattan Center.
That's it.
Be good to see them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of, I think it's going to be good.
It'll be fun.
So, and then the Rumble.
Yes.
We talked about the Women's Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what we think needs to happen there.
These are things we said.
We talk about some surprises that we might be.
Yes.
We usually like to do our picks for who we think are going to be some surprise entries into the Men's Rumble.
Are we doing that now?
Let's make some now.
Ooh, it's tough. It's tough.
I mean, who's the person that you haven't seen in a while that they would...
Rob Van Dam.
He got too many concussions. He can't get hired by WWE.
There's no chance of anybody like returning.
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry would probably show up. I wouldn't be surprised.
The Great Khali.
No, he can barely walk.
Big Show hasn't been around in a while. I'm sure he'll show up for the Rumble.
Yeah. Or he'll be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal or something.
Yeah.
I honestly, this is one where I don't see anyone from the indie scene really coming up.
No indie surprise. No call up from NXT or anything like that.
I don't know who's ready.
Like
Adam
Cole.
Maybe Adam Cole.
I don't think you do all that Undisputed Era stuff.
Unless all three of them came up.
Yeah, but they're the tag champs.
Mm-hmm. No, they can lose it the night before.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that Authors of Pain's about time that they show up on the main roster.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the Rumble you saw Bubba Ray in a single Bully Ray or something of that nature.
He retired.
He retired, but I mean they're coming back for this.
Well,
Devon works as a road agent now. You always see him in the back. They show him. I wouldn't be surprised if they let him do some sort of stuff like that.
Well, he wrestled after he retired. He wrestled final battle for ROH.
They retired the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
Which doesn't necessarily, because Devon became a road agent.
Yeah.
And he works for them. Wouldn't be surprised if you see Bully as a surprise entrant.
You could see him get beat up at the anniversary show, like during their segment.
Yeah.
Authors of Pain show up, beat them up, and turns them into the Bully Ray.
Yeah.
I honestly really like.
I always thought Bully Ray would be a great character to just be with Heyman while Lesnar's not around.
Oh yeah.
I mean, while Lesnar's not able to, they're just beating up Bully Ray. Like Bully Ray should be attacking Kane and Strowman and those guys, and then there when Brock's not there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do.
I can't even think of any surprise guys that are out there.
No, I'm really thinking
Tommy
about
Dreamer.
Yeah, there's not really a lot.
What's Philly? So you're going to get a couple ECW guys.
Yeah,
Sandman.
Not Sandman, but if the franchise showed up, it'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Shane Douglas hasn't had any WWE love. He'd be a true surprise, Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah.
But he won't.
I kind of think Triple H is going to put
He's
it
been
back.
doing voiceover stuff for different things.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he's been around. They've made it some kind of amends. I don't know.
Well, that's good.
I think Triple H is going to put himself in the Rumble again. He's
Probably.
been wrestling a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's been working the whole house show circuit, it looks like.
Oh, wow.
He's been around.
So does Kurt Angle join the Rumble as actual Kurt Angle?
I don't know.
I'll make a prediction right here for the Rumble. Jason Jordan ends up with number 30.
Really?
Just to add to the whole nepotism angle.
Yep. And then I would like to see him get thrown out promptly after it.
Yeah.
Like he just squandered the chance.
Uh-huh.
So, Ken, who wins the Royal Rumble?
I mean, Nakamura, maybe. It's got to be a SmackDown guy. Like, I don't think that you have a Raw guy win unless, they're jumping ship. But I can't think of anyone good.
There is the Royal Rumble loophole. Well, there used to be a Royal Rumble loophole where you could use that to switch shows.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You could use it to jump.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins it?
I think Nakamura will win. And I also think Asuka's going to win the women's one.
I thought Asuka, but I think it's too easy.
I think Asuka, this is her chance to lose something without getting pinned.
Yeah. Get thrown out by someone
Or
surprising.
multiple, like the Bellas, the two people can knock them out. Like,
yeah.
And you can even have a legend throw her out and it doesn't look bad to her. Because it was just getting thrown over the top rope.
So I think, the men's, I'm kind of sold on the whole Nakamura thing, too. Winning it, or, someone of that nature.
It'll probably end up being Randy Orton again.
Or maybe even, like, a Bobby Roode to face AJ or something like that.
I was thinking Bobby Roode, but it's tough to say with what's going on with the U.S. belt. Because I feel like all those guys, whoever doesn't win, can feud for it. And except for Xavier Woods, unless he wins it. Xavier Woods just goes back to the New Day. You know what I mean? He just...
Now, on the women's side, I think it's going to be... This is like a big deal to be named the first winner of the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So
which means Bella has to win it.
I don't see it going to, Sasha Banks, because I think she has a lot of, grief with her and they don't like her. I could really see this being somebody along the line of, Becky Lynch, because they like her.
I think it was Bayley. I'm thinking Bayley.
See, but I heard they're down on her lately.
Really?
Bayley, they've been down on her because of something about her not being over, and there's been a lot of down on her. They love Becky Lynch. I could see Becky versus Charlotte at Mania. They're friends. They do all that kind of stuff. I kind of feel like a Becky Lynch. I'm kind of seeing a Becky Lynch on this one.
I actually think it's going to be an outsider.
Do you?
I think it's someone that's not part of the thing.
What if they make it Ronda Rousey and
Yeah.
she goes on to fight Charlotte at Mania for the title?
Or she goes after Alexa Bliss. Or here's
Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte. They've been building that one.
Well, I feel like they're going to do the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen.
Unless Charlotte still has the belt at Mania.
So you do Nia Jax could win that Rumble and go after Alexa Bliss.
He could. But Nia Jax being the big girl, he always strikes me as that's too obvious.
Yeah.
Because when was the last time the biggest person won it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't get ganged up and thrown out. You know what I mean?
Big Show winning the Andre the Giant thing that 1 year. That's about it. But,
I don't know. I think you're right on Asuka being whenever they're the number one, they're the favor. She's gonna get tossed out by someone.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be
like this is, and then I'll be like, what to do?
because her and Nia are fighting this week on Raw, which that's not gonna end. That's gonna end in some kind of disqualification.
Yep.
You know.
Something's gonna happen. Double count out.
If Paige was healthy, I could see Paige winning the Rumble.
I think they would put it on Bayley or Sasha Banks before Paige.
Paige is kind of like their pet project, you know. They didn't give up on her. All that shit she went through, they didn't give up on her. They wanted her back. She was like the first one to win the title on her first night. She has a lot of those firsts as well, you know. I mean, they love Bliss, but she's currently the champion.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
At least this is a good feeling that we don't know who's going to win for a change.
Yeah, and it's not bad. Even for the men's side, I'm really not sure where they're going to go.
There's a lot of different ways.
We all know Roman Reigns is going to fight Lesnar, but I don't think he's going to win the Rumble.
No.
Oh, God, I hope not. He shouldn't have one because that'd be his third win.
Yeah. I think he's going
to Ty Austin.
Yeah, you can't have it that soon. Like, The Rock hasn't won that many. Well, he's mostly champion at that time.
Yeah.
You know. But
I don't know. We will see. I also think that Rollins and Jordan will lose those belts at Mania, at the Rumble. That way, Sheamus and Cesaro is a good, bad team to have it. That way you can build somebody up to fight him at Mania to win it for the first time or whatever.
I like Sheamus and Cesaro.
Me too.
Yeah. They've worked out well together. They've had a good run.
I mean, I can't think of another storyline that's been as long as those two.
Yeah.
With the whole best of 7
since
series.
Since they put Raw together.
Yeah.
Or since they split the two things up.
They've
been feuding and going and building up. And there you go.
And there you have it.
Anything else?
No. I mean, I could talk about more indie stuff that I didn't do during the Wrestle Kingdom, but it's...
Kenny Omega.
The All-In pay-per-view. Or not on pay-per-view. The All-In 10,000K.
They're not going to put that on pay-per-view?
I mean, I'd assume that they would, but to make more money at it. But
yeah.
Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes house or show that's going to have over 10,000 people there.
September 1st.
September 1st.
All right, go check it out.
Stephen Amell.
All In 2018 on Twitter.
All right.
So.
And that's it. We'll be back with a Rumble show after the Rumble.
Yep.
After the Rumble.
Please like, share, subscribe, invite.
And,
tell your friends. And kiss your mother in the mouth for me.
Amen.
Woo-woo.
Bye.